Welcome. So we're going to focus back on the most recent tool, and there are two problems I see with that. One is we created this tool object, which was a replacement for a tile wrapper, and it has all the colors and names and stuff that it needs, but it also has the view. Um, we can't store the view in the app storage, which is for small stuff, and views aren't really storable exactly, I don't think. Um, but we also have another problem with that is some of these views need access to the songs um, that's that's in Swift data, and we can't build a static view that has access to a runtime object for sure. So we need a way around that, and I think the path is going to be what I did yesterday with tool. We had tools originally in enum, and I started down that path of an enum, and I think that's what we have to have. That's going to be the thing that gets stored in app storage. It can tie into these, and that'll let us store just the enum value, and then we'll have to do something to address. Well, either mapping to that or something. We'll have to deal with it. All right. Sorry about the break time. Wrong button. Okay. So I do see I left a couple pieces of tool lying around. Let's move those over to the tool class file. Okay. Now, I guess the least, well, I guess the change is going to be down here we loop through all our tools. I think we're going to loop through all our enum values and um, let them, then we'll have to map from the enum to the list of things. So maybe the easiest would be to make this into a dictionary and just tie the entry of the enum into that. So let's go down that path a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put enum tools back again, and it's yeah, I guess it's just a standalone enum. Okay, case. Sure. I think calendar. Chord chart HD, chord chart MD. First lines, jam log, and metronome. Jam log was credits. Jam log before metronome credits, and that's it. Okay. Okay, we don't need one for news because he's different. He's not really a tile and tool in the same sense. He just jumps right to that web page when you click it, so we won't worry about that one being outside. All right, so now this should be, is it case iterable? Okay, so we can iterate through all those, but let's make this thing a map first. So tool is maker. Well, let's define it. Tools to tool. I think I just messed something up. Maker Magic calendar. Okay. Hopefully I did those right. All right, so now we're going to go through tools.allCases. And I think they come out in the same order. And then this is tool, well, okay, let's take tools subtool. And since it's all cases, I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's my duty to put all possible tools in there, and I think that should do it. Okay, what's the matter now? Oh, identifiable. Yeah. Oh, I know there's a way to do this. Is it just... or something like that? Huh. No, it's var. Like that. Make sure that's really reasonable. Var ed of yeah, okay. Don't know if we need to be hashable. Doesn't seem like anybody's complaining. Okay, so let's do a run. I don't know what these complaints are. There seem to be more of them since I upgraded my Xcode. But it looks very, very low level. It's hard to get a handle on it. Colon should be next to the identifier when specifying a type and next to the key in dictionary literals. I believe that's what I'm doing there. Okay, news, maker magic. Yeah, I think news first was okay. I guess I just verify each thing. I almost think that background like this is a little more tolerable for that than the pure all white in your face, especially this one because it's got room around the edges, but I don't know, maybe not. It's, oops, I don't think it's as bad on the mountain chart because it's so full already. All right, metronome, credits. Okay. All right, so I think that's all right. It looks like everybody's getting right to the one they should. Why is this one special after all the others? Dot chord chart HD : oh, 2 spaces. Is that the problem? Okay. Guilty. Okay, so We've introduced an enum. Tools enum to hold current tool. Now let's double check that navigation destination. That seems like that should have been different. Yeah, how did that even work? Okay, so my tools should be giving me one of the tools things. Tools. I would have thought this should be tools.self. I mean, it clearly worked. Tool, this should be tool sub tool bang. Still on about that. Okay, I'm a little puzzled why that pulled up, why our tools worked just now. I mean, I would think our navigation destination should be one of our tools instances. Okay, let's run again. I don't think we have to verify every single tool again, but it should be able to open them. Oh no. Oh, is the link, the value should be tool. That's why. Okay. I guess I should learn to look for these messages because they actually mean things when there's other problems. Okay, so now the iteration is over the tools. The navigation link is for a value of a tool, and we get back to the right tool. Just two, yep, okay, yeah, that's better. I know it's annoying, but I'm not seeing them now. You know, it's like, ugh. Yeah, I don't like being trained to ignore messages. You know, it's not a good thing. But I've had several things that when I research them, it sounds like everybody's saying it appears to be some Xcode bug in the simulator usage. You know, it's like, well, but I guess Swiftlint's certainly training me to avoid the mistakes in the code itself. All right, let's close this and make this a little bigger. Okay. So I think we have it now. I mean, not quite done, but we've converted it over to use the enum, and now we can manage it with app storage, I hope. And now, we looked at this yesterday. Okay, so I think we just have to make our navigation stack is managed. So yeah, so we put this on our navigation stack, and I don't want it to be at state. I want it to be app storage, but that's fine. Okay, so let's call this active tools of type tools, and starts out empty. Okay. Oh, I got to give it a name. Okay. And then navigation stack is path : $active tools. Okay. Now, so when it traverses in, it's explicitly going to be stacking things on its own, if I understand this right. Okay, so we don't really use presented parks anywhere but here, but it's managed, so we can use it. We can change it and all kinds of things. Okay, so I think that's all it takes. Well, something's not happy. No exact matches. Requires that tools. Persistent identifier. Tools and data. URL string. Can I get by with string? Let's codable do I have to do? Hopefully it'll generate it, synthesize it up for me. Okay. Try again. No, it's not Boolean specifically. I think Boolean was just the first. It's got 6 or 8 types it will support. So it's like, you're not a bool, you're not an int, you're not a string. I don't know how to save you, but if you're data or codable, I think codable. If I read, sorry, I was skimming, but I think you can be. Well, we'll find out. Okay, so if I go into chord chart, all right, now if I quit and restart, I should still be in chord chart. Hey, okay. And let's switch. Well, let's do something besides that. Let's do calendar. Yeah, and it's reasonable. Yeah, doesn't like raw enums. Gosh, I really wish this color is still bugging me. Now, I don't know. Okay, so anyway, I think I should, let's get the main headline here. We've got something that we didn't have to worry about that songs thing because we're creating that in here in the body when we show it, and it's going to reference the songs, which is always actively maintained. Does it work when I move back to the tool grid? That's a good question. Okay, let's stop there. It should be empty, and then it should come back in at the grid. Yeah, good. Let's do some back and forth. Now, in my application, you can't stack. You can't go from the chord chart HD to the chord chart MD to first lines or something and have to back up one at a time. So this array is really like an optional would be good enough, it's either empty or it's got one thing in it, but that's okay. I don't, the overhead compared to lots of other stuff going on is so low, it doesn't really matter too much. So I bounced into a couple things. Let's go in jam log and, make sure we're not going to get the wrong one or anything. Okay. And back is still good. So yeah, nice. I mean, we were close yesterday. But I guess I don't have to worry about this songs thing now, so I'm not going to worry about that. My approach was going to be define these to be views of a view plus some context variable that will be songs, and we'll make songs available to every tool, but we don't need it. So that's good. Okay. But this is good. All right. So, we make, put the activeTool stack in app storage, use it in navigation, and we have persistence on the activeTool. I guess I could afford space there. Okay. Okay, good. That. Okay, so next up is the reload issue with this, and I think we're gonna make use of this. I don't know. That may be enough to keep me happy. I think it's such a common move to pull to refresh. So it's very simple. We just have to put refreshable and then do it in here. Yeah, it's going to look more like this, but yeah. Now, okay, he puts a message in. State list of news. Oh, I guess. Oh, that's not a bad solution. It teaches you to pull to refresh the first time, but it doesn't really tell you to refresh the second time. Okay, so, but I think when you're scrolling, you have enough apps that do this that I think it's just going to be reasonable. And then we'll put the cache buster thing on this URL. And I don't even know if we need the date, because, well, yeah, I guess I'm worried if we use the date and if you hit refresh twice on a day, you're going to get the same value back. You won't skip the cache. Yeah, now maybe there should be a refresh button. I don't know. And then I also need to look at what are you putting these when you save them. Maybe this is the bigger issue. Festival calendar. So I have my favorites. Now, I believe that has cleared. All right, let me make this a favorite. And if I go back and then festival, it's still a favorite. If I restart, it's still a favorite. Okay, that's all right. Maybe I turned them off. I thought I had them on. So my concern is what happens when they reload. How do we know this is the same one? And I don't know the answer. I don't know if we're keyed off titles or not. Yeah, I could use date and time. I was thinking I would just use a random number though. Like I don't really need to care. I mean, I just need to make sure that each time I refresh, I'm not using the same one as earlier. Now the good side of the refresh, well, I mean, I think kind of what you're saying is I could force a refresh periodically, and I think, well, that is true. I don't know if I want to mess with that. I mean, I think if you got a refresh every time you exited the tool and went back in, or you did a refresh, yeah, there's not that much traffic. I mean, I'd be thrilled to have, 1,000 people using it a day, but it's unlikely we'll get there anytime soon. Yeah, if we had millions of users, we'd have to be much more thoughtful on this. But yeah, so anyway, I think what I'll do, we'll add the pull to refresh. We'll generate a cache buster ID that's just a simple random number. I was thinking UUID, but we don't even need that fancy, just a random number. Actually, it also went through my head like, oh, let's do a number 1 to 10,000 or 0 to 9999 mod 10,000, and we'll just keep incrementing it. And it's like, no, just make it random. Who cares? I'd be surprised if somebody refreshed more than a couple times in a session, and the data just doesn't change that quickly. I mean, this is something more like somebody tells me they added a new festival. Like I go in once a month and double check everything and make sure I've got links for the current ones and nobody's changed anything or any of that stuff. And then once in a while, somebody gives me a new one. I found one last night. It's really close to me. It's this one, Blue Ridge Old Time Music Week. Okay. And this is, well, it's about a 45-minute drive, but that counts as close where I live. And they have a dulcimer teacher this year, so I should get that on the list. I just kind of randomly found this, but Steve Seifert's teaching dulcimer, and the rest of it is not so much dulcimer, I guess, but interesting to us anyway. And then Karen Mueller guitar, Steve Seifert dulcimer. All these things are interesting enough. I mean, Songs of the Carter Family, that's probably pretty popular, even though it's not necessarily dulcimer specific. But anyway, it's a festival out there. I don't have it on my list yet, I don't think. Did they tell me when it was? It's got the least information. Oh, I see. Okay, I guess there's more. June 18th. Let's check it out. So date, April, May, June. Yeah, I don't have it in there. Okay, so, I randomly was searching around for stuff. There's a Blue Ridge Music Trail, and I thought, oh, look at that. And then saw that there was some stuff relatively close to my house, and this is one of them. And Steve Seifert's a very good dulcimer player that's constantly at various festivals and stuff, so certainly people will want to know that. But I'll update that this week. That's the first update this week or the second update this week. 2 weeks ago, kind of around the first, I went and had a bunch because I made sure that, people had finally finalized some dates and stuff. So, yeah. All right. Well, the refresh thing is probably, we can do that the easiest. Let's do that. So, refresh calendar on pull up. Well, let's swipe. Okay. Good. Let's get our calendar. I guess we can close all these. Calendar view, right? Okay, yeah, so that's the URL right now. Okay. Refresh calendar. Who calls this? Okay, on up here calls it. Okay. So that should say, I don't know if they can cache it or not. I don't think they should be on that. I mean, this should be triggered each time. Let's just put a little marker in here to make sure that really does get refreshed when we come in the second time. Unfortunately, I'm not going to update things on the calendar real time right now. It's just too involved to move stuff around. One of those things we should automate. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's an access, like if I can go to Google. I don't know if there's a direct API to go to a Google Calendar page and pull it or something. That might be worth looking at. But we'll do our primitive stuff here first. Okay. So I am refreshed because it started me off on that page. If I go out and then back, I should refresh again. Yeah. Okay, good. That's what I expected, but okay. Now the only thing is, okay, so VStack sort order. Where's the actual calendar? Sort order filter. Oh, calendar by whatever's. All right, let's see this again. So this is on the list. Huh. Okay. I may have to do it on each one of these. Kind of annoying. Okay. Now, okay, this thing. Okay, so we got the do a wait thing. It's also in. All right, let me go back. This is just a VStack, huh? Okay, I've only got these 3. Okay. So, well, we can at least do print. Now, I almost think we have to pass in the action too. Okay, but let's. Yeah, I got the flashy lines. Okay, refresh by date. Now that looks like the kind of thing that, yeah, new UI navigation bar. That's the kind of thing people were saying is not anything we did, but you know, you never know. Names bar. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, but did that do it twice? No. Oh, make a symbolic breakpoint alert for unsatisfiable constraints. I mean, it may be something we did. Now that should. Oh, okay, it did. All right, all right. Okay, so show favorites only, start date, calendar view. Okay, well, I think I'm going to pass the refresh action down. So, wherever it got to. Oh, here we go. Refresh calendar function async. Okay. So let's give this thing. I think. Let's pass it here. Okay, refresh is nothing to void, but it's also async. I'm surprised I don't have to mention that. Okay, now calendar by date. Now, are you going to be okay with that? No. Somewhere I have to say async, right? Cannot find a refresh. Refresh calendar. Okay, so let's make this thing. How's he doing it? He's sendable blah. Async goes to void. All right. Refresh by date. This one should also refresh by date. Good. Okay, I think that's doing it. I don't know if I should. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all right. Okay, and then this should now become. Oh wait. refresh. And let's, again, I'm just going to put a little print in here just to kind of see it. I guess I could just do a breakpoint. Okay, that's the initial. Refresh. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Date. And refresh. Good, good, good. Okay. All right, so this one's kind of going to be more of the same. Yeah, it's calendar. Okay. And I guess I'll break here and here again just to kind of see it happening. Now this is the kind of thing I don't have a good way to unit test it. Kind of frustrating. I mean, it involves UI actions and IO actions, like two of the painful things to test. Okay, so that's refresh calendar on this one. Let's go to location, refresh that one. Did that not do it? Okay, here's my await. And there's my due. Okay. Did I? Okay. And we only have the 3, so I think that's all right. So it fixes the one problem that if the calendar changes and you don't go in fresh, you won't notice the change and you won't have a way to see it. Okay, now if you pull to refresh, you'll theoretically see it, but we hit the second problem, which Mudshark pointed out the other day, that, I think first a few weeks ago, that if you reload with the same name, you definitely have a chance that it's been cached, and I've certainly seen that happen. So we're going to put something in to make it so that the query always looks new, and that won't be an issue then. That'll force the cache to not to be ignored. Okay, so let me move this one down. This one is calendar. Okay. And calendar view. So that comes down to this. Somewhere we have the URL string. Okay, so we're going to modify that string to put in a random number. Calendar URL. Okay, yeah, that thing. There's a way to do this just to get a random number, isn't there? Does that work? No. Yeah. I thought there was a one. Oh, it is in random in. Oh, bool or random does not worry about it, but this one does. I mean, I could just give it a range that's. One in a billion. That should be okay. All right, now this becomes. Okay. And then I'm going to stop here. Just verify. Okay, so. Oh, no, I got to. Yeah, I can look at the URL. Okay. Yeah, I thought Boolean and double had the equivalent, just dot random. Apparently not. Okay, we'll continue the. Let's look at the URL. Okay, 72920765. What's the message? Unsupported URL. Oh. Okay, 418.022.578. Let's continue. Do a refresh. Okay, they're different. Oh, okay. Good to know. No harm in it. I mean, it doesn't cost us that much. All right, so I think that convinces me that's working. It's got different URLs when I go in with different times, and I don't see any reason that would start breaking. Okay, so I guess we'll continue. Good. Cool. All right. Okay. Let's see. So chord index horizontal on landscape mode. Let's take a look at that. So that was chord chart MD. All right. And if we go landscape mode, well, I don't know. I think we tweaked something that actually is okay. Because we only go up to fret 10, so I mean there could be a little more breathing room, but on the other hand, we're already skipping past this goofy blank space. Do you know why they do that? I don't think I ever really heard. Is it the camera or what is that? All right. I don't think that index is worth the trouble. It's just hiding more of the information on the main thing. So, yeah, I think we'll let that one be. Badge for new. I think I'll drop that one. Badge for new. Color of back button. I guess the real thing is we should look at landscape support in all tools and large text support in all tools. That actually kind of implies a fair bit of work based on what we saw yesterday. Not nothing, but not trivial either. Yeah. Badge for new. I don't know. I guess I would love it if a little red dot appeared here when that page gets updated. Now it's easy inside. The trick is at the system level. I don't think I have any here, but for sure, different apps will put a little marker somewhere on here, a little badge to say like, "Hey, there's updates." Um, let's let's see what's involved in that. Unfortunately, you have to get different permission too. And you have to set up a task that's out there periodically. Yeah, I don't know. This may be more involved than I want. Swift UI badge support. Notification badge. Yeah. Badge appears only in lists rows. Yeah, that's not the kind of badge we want. I think, well, I mean, it's good that you have these things, but yeah, this is more like what I'm after. Hides it when it's 0. Okay. Can use a badge to display a string instead of an integer key. Tab item. Image star favorites. Oh, badge can be $10. Do we get the time for the news? Well, I have notes here somewhere. Sorry. I mean, supposedly, you should be able to make a head request on the URL and get a last modified field that's supposed to update with the right date. I don't know if I get that. Gosh, I haven't used curl in a while. Curl. Do I just, let's see. If I just give it the URL, is that going to fetch it for me? Or I know there's a way to do this. Okay, I can set an option and then the URL. I just want the head. Slash header, dash headers. Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about the news. Yeah, the web page. capital I. That's it. Okay. We're just going there for now. Okay. Age, date. Date is the... I thought date was the current date. I was expecting a last modified header. And we don't have one. Context ID. Yeah, Squarespace is right. I don't know what date. Oh, okay. Minus R. No answer. Okay. Let me try my site. Okay, big answer. Almost a useless answer. Wow. Okay. No answer. Well, yeah, news is funny because I could see us putting a separate news page up, but really it's just opening the web browser on this page. It's not, our app does nothing with it. I mean, it doesn't do anything at all. It just triggers us to go to this page on the browser. I mean, theoretically, we could open it. I mean, we could pull the page down and put a interesting idea. We could open the page in our app and get a fingerprint or something from it, and then store that and compare that. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I mean, our pages, we put a date on them. I know this is the date it was changed, but let's try. Well, let's just look for date. No. G tag. No, that's not it. Data updated on. Okay, that's from. That could be the right thing. Well, so what we saw was there seems to be some stuff that might be changing, but it's hard to know. Let's find that time. Oh, date. It was down a few. Yeah, date updated on. I don't know if this is injected by Squarespace. I mean, class SQS. Let's see if I can find a converter. February 17th. Okay, I think that fits, right? Yeah. My time zone, February 16th, 7:30 p.m. Yeah, that's very believable. She's in Hawaii, so 5 hours earlier than me. Yeah, my time zone's Eastern, so yeah, 2:30 in the afternoon. No, 2:30-ish. Okay, sounds plausible. but I don't see any advantage to digging through. Ugh. I mean, there's no guarantee this thing is going to be here next time we go. Oh, okay. All right. Well, hopefully you hear me now. Yeah, I don't know if there's another one that sounds promising. Well, yeah, I mean, I could believe these dates are valid and they're managed by Squarespace, but they don't, there's no definitional thing that gets it. I mean, I would really expect, excuse me, I believe this is what you're supposed to be getting, last modified. Unfortunately, I also saw somewhere it's not less accurate than eTake for determining file contents. Well, I don't care about that, but it's not guaranteed to be there, and it's not guaranteed to be updated. And far as I can tell, okay, let's try another. Try this one again. Okay, so HTTP, I don't know what age tells me. This date is, I don't even know what that date would be. It's certainly not the date that page was updated. And who knows what this thing is. But I don't have that in the header anyway. So my hope was I could just go do a header query, get the last modified date, and then compare that to what's, something I put in app storage for the previous version. I don't know. This is, it's more than I want. Whether it's more than I should worry about, I don't know. This is an offline thing. Color a back button. Let's try that one. Okay, so Swift UI back button color. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. And I did some reading on this. How to change the color? Yeah, so I can do an accent color. Add it on the navigation view or stack. Marked soon to be deprecated. Oh, use the asset catalog's asset color. Okay, accent color. So let's see where accent gets used. I know I used it a few places. Okay, background color.accent color. All songs view. Okay, I guess that's that. Calendar sort order. Calendar. Okay, that's the picker on the calendar. Let's go look at that. Yeah. The picker is that's the background of this. Okay, that one has no reason to be accent color. I think he could be our palette color. Okay, let's go assets. That's on the calendar. Well, I could, yeah, see, I took accent color, I just picked middle 2 color to be it, but I think if I modify this, I can get something that's a brighter green. Okay, shelter color panel. Are you tied into that? Okay, yeah, like this, which I think is normally too much, but let's try it. It might look good on these back buttons. And I think the darker green against the brown especially is just not enough contrast. Yeah, and for that matter, let's check color contrast. Okay, that's way too much there. The back button though I think looks a lot better. Okay, let's try a different one. Oh, that's not gonna work there. And there. Yowza. Yeah, applies broadly, right. I mean, that's the point of the accent color, is it gets used on these tools. All right, let me put that back. Let's see if there's a different, well, like 006633. No, that's too dark. Okay, and now the other thing is, if I could make that bold. Whoops, the one tool that doesn't need it. Well, that helps there, but it's too much here. Let me run again. Well, I mean, if this were bold, or let's go to the metronome, because that one is darker background. I think that's acceptable there. He wasn't, the reviewer that told me this wasn't wild about this either, because it didn't have much contrast. I bumped up this to a much more black background on it, and I think that helps. This to me looks okay, whereas on here, let's pick one with a brown background. On here, it doesn't have as much contrast for sure. Okay, so let me see. There's a setting for this too. Levels. Increase contrast. Okay. Well, that contrast amount is worse. Okay. Differentiate without color. Let's try that. I don't see that that's helping. Let's try that. Wow, interesting. Oh. Irrelevant to our app? Somewhere there's a way to do this. Accessibility display and text size color filters off. not seeing that. Bold text, larger text. Let's try that. Might be. I think that is bolded. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's make this iOS 18. No, sorry, I don't. I don't have color filters on mine. What's the second way? It's also color filters. From Control Center. Well, I'm glad they have one way to do it. Okay, I don't see it. Marker transparency. Let's try this one just to see what it does. Okay, let's go back to the back button. Swift UI, back button, bold. Yeah, somebody totally zeroed out the display one and put their own in. Navigation title. Add a custom font. That's not the part. I'm not going to do UIF stuff. Looks like he gets bold. Title display mode. Navigation bar item. Yeah, that's kind of what they're doing here. They're putting their own navigation bar in. Combine navigation bar, back button, and toolbar. Ugh. You'll lose swipe back. Yeah, that's not good. Dismiss action. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. You're basically using a custom nav bar to override that. I think this is the same one with swiping gesture and medium, so it'll fade out on me in a moment here. Yeah, I'm not willing to do a whole lot. I'm willing to tweak the accent color. I'm also willing to twist the context a little, so maybe that's a better way to pursue. We got metronome. I gave it this darker brown context background. I think that's a little easier to read against it compared to this one, like A chart, B chart thing. I think that's better. So I could borrow that same background and use that in the first lines. Is it the same for this? Yeah. Chord chart has the light background. I don't know. I mean, I don't think my eyes are so good, but I mean, the guy that told me was definitely noticeably younger. All right, so tool background color, is that the one being used? Red or string color. Overall background color. Let's find that one. Nobody is using that. But this one, this is definitely darker than that. No? Okay, where? Metronome. Oh. Okay, well, we'll sample it. Where's assets? Nobody's using this now. Let's do this. That again. Okay, so overall background color. Right, so I should be able to make metronome. Color is dot overall background. And then do that on chord chart? Nope. Festival calendar and first lines and probably jam log. Color is tool background. Let's do overall background. I should cover those, and then the calendar. Okay, let's run. I mean, it feels weird to me that that's not something they allow, but it's also, you know, Swift UI just doesn't do everything. I kind of refuse to use UIKit for this stuff unless I really have to. Okay, that's better, I think. First length calendar, jam log. Actually, credits could benefit from it too. Yeah, view controller. Okay, I think that's better. Huh. Yeah, we're doing welcome. We're doing an app that's tools for dulcimer players. So musicians, they come either in hammered dulcimer, which looks like the inside of a piano with strings going across, and you hammer on them with little mallets. And the mountain dulcimer, say, looks like a 3-string lap guitar. And so we've been doing a lot of music theory kind of stuff and chords and stuff, but I'm getting ready to make it more public, and I'm just trying to tweak colors and text sizes and all that stuff. Do I ever get stuck? Yeah, I get stuck. Talk it through here. Okay. Or is this a sales pitch? All right. Let's take that calendar. Yeah. Okay. So we just tweaked all those backgrounds. Tweak dark backgrounds to make back button and other text stand out more. Thanks. All right. Okay, so I guess this is all kind of under appearance. Yeah, rubber ducking. Once in a while, you have to go find an algorithm online or something, you know. Okay, so color contrast. The only one that still bugs me is this chord chart with, it just has a lot of white space or light pink space around the edges. I don't know if it would benefit from being wrapped kind of like this with the dark background. I may just leave that. No thanks. Okay, I guess that's going to be adequate. Yeah, let's take a look at landscape and make sure everybody at least is functional there. Okay, this is not ideal, but it's really the browser that controls it. You lose. Interesting. I don't think I can do anything about this. That rotate. Yeah, that goes away and you don't have any choice. Well, that's certainly annoying enough. Yeah, that's okay. Sorry, losing the back button in this mode. Yeah, I don't think it's WordPress. I mean, this part looking ugly is a problem, but I'm talking about where it says back button to Dulcimer Tools. It's lost that. I mean, you can go back the normal way, but let's rotate back. Yeah, that little bump up there, Dulcimer Tools is gone, but I have no control over that. That's totally up to them. Okay, well, sucks, but that's the breaks. Okay. This is a little wide for it, but it's okay. We do put some border on it and it looks all right. Yeah. Okay, Festival Chord Chart HD. This one's unfortunate. I mean, you just cannot physically fit them all. You can come close. Yeah. I think the solution is you're probably not going to use this mode in Hammered. It just doesn't make sense for the view. I mean, it's there, the information you can scroll and get to it, but it's not ideal. This one's a little better. I mean, it actually is better just taking advantage of the width to show the fretboard a little more sprawled out. But I think he certainly seems okay to me. Now I am noticing, okay, I guess you just can't see it. If I scroll up, that's white up top. Doesn't happen here. Maybe if I can scroll up further. That's the song. Yeah, I don't know what's controlling that, but it looked okay. I mean, now, I don't know if, would an index help with this thing? I don't know. We're doing it by key now. It'd be that same index. And just put similar ones together. Okay. Jam log is really the same view. There's no difference. Metronome. And that's not such a good fit. Okay. I can't scroll this. I can't use it. Okay, let's capture that. I don't know if okay, let's finish it. At least I have a back button. Credits is all right. Okay, so I would say metronome is the only one that's just unacceptable. Chord chart is not ideal, but I think I think that'll be okay. I don't know if you can, I guess you must have a way to turn off rotation for a specific view. Let's see if that's doable. Otherwise, I mean, I could rearrange the metronome stuff. Maybe put the 6/4 and the 95 and the scroller to the left and the play and the buttons to the right or something. Will you? I'm not going to choose that immediately, but it's definitely a possible solution. You know, or rearrange buttons or lock to portrait mode might be all right too. Okay, badge for new. I think that's going to be my good ideas that I'm not going to do. Yeah, badge for new. Okay. All right, so I think we've assessed unacceptable tool. All right, I see we're just quite a bit over our break time. Let's take a 3 or 4 minute break, come back, and we'll worry about the text. We did a little of this yesterday, but I think I want to systematically go through everything and make sure they're all readable and usable. Okay. That stuff's separate. Capos. Capos would be a nice addition. Constellations would be interesting, but not this time. Sort by distance would be cool. Okay, we kind of did that yesterday. Yeah, maybe we'll reassess drag and drop tiles. Okay, anyway, 3 or 4 minutes. Welcome back. All right. Yeah, so let's go look at large text support. We know one thing. The title is pitiful in large mode. Okay, back to settings. And I think let's start here. I'm gonna do the maximum on this and just see where we are. Oops. I don't necessarily need a large accessibility as the super large stuff, I think, but this will create enough trouble for us. Okay. Yeah, so yesterday we modified these to take as much room as they needed, which I think is okay. They look a little crowded at this maximum default size. This does not look good. I mean, it's kind of okay-ish. I mean, I could probably tweak the capsule, the brown capsule, and make it better, but if we go to that large, the super large ones, it looks terrible, but I don't think anything's going to look good. So these, we made them accommodate it. Maybe not as, a little more border might look nicer, but they are hyphenating and they're breaking up words and all that stuff like they should. This just looks off to me. If it took 2 rows, I would feel better. Let's see what we can do for that thing. It's called logo. Is that a separate file? Yeah. Okay. So he's he's that. Okay, one thing we can do is we learned how to do plus for two text objects that let you mix the types of them. So you can do plus, and that lets you mix things with different fonts. Okay, now the size is kind of a problem. The type is okay. All right, let's see what that does. UI kit to lock the view in portrait mode. Oh, okay. I mean, I can lock the whole app, but I don't want to do that. And I kind of hold off on the UI kit stuff because I feel like, you know, one release of Swift UI later and they provided a method to do this and you should just let it be. Okay, yeah, so a space there would be helpful. Font title. I wonder if I do font title then font custom, would that work? And let's see if we can get preview mode working on this. So we're just going to tweak. Now I do think the Z stack maybe doesn't have to be done that way. Okay. Now, if I take the size off, oh, you have to say size. Now that seems really weird because like this is huge now, but it doesn't break up Dulcimer separately from player tools. Okay, so that's all right. And it is bigger. I mean, that's not 32. That's some other size. Okay, but it looks okay at 32. I don't know if the bold really does much. Oh, it does matter. Okay, does help. All right, now, I'm not quite sure if the background view with background shape. In rounded corner. So this label background in wraps it in that with some padding. Okay, I think that may be more what I want to do. Padding wouldn't hurt. Okay, logo. H stack. Well, he doesn't need to be an H stack anymore. Maybe. Cannot convert value. Some view to expect argument type text.
Okay, but this thing, if I say padding, okay, rounded rectangle. So need to change the color of the rounded rectangle. Yeah. Can I give him foreground? Just to see if we're getting anywhere. Some view conform to insettable shape. To create a background with other view types, use background alignment content. Background and fill style. What's fill style? No, I don't need to worry about that level of things. Okay. Let's take this color. Oh, then there's overlay. I don't think we want overlay. Background. Okay, background shape. Fill color shows through the label. Stroke border red, color circle. Well, that, like, oh, that did something. Okay. Color special text. I don't know if that is. Okay, that is that. All right. The background dot fill. Yeah, I think the end was throwing things off. This is the background I want. Those look different. Oh, opacity. I think I can do that. Okay, now let's take out this one. Well, he doesn't look as good color-wise. What's going on? He's a very different brown. Maybe I take off this opacity for a bit. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll take this out. Tweaky stuff. Okay. And if I take this out. Now I think there's a capsule, right? That's no corner radius. Yeah. Okay, and let's make this a little bigger. Okay, let's try that. Now this, I'm hoping, will wrap and stretch out the capsule to color it. And still obnoxious size. It's a little outside, but let's put this back down and see if it looks normal again. I think that was the original. A little big. Go up one notch. Might have been here anyway. Yeah, I think a little less space might be okay. Maybe that 12 was good enough. But I think I just got rid of the Z stack, right? Because it's a Z stack with an H stack and nothing else. Okay, that looks good there. Bump it up part way. Well, acceptable. I mean, let me go back to background radius. Sorry, rounded rectangle, corner radius 12. Yeah. Oh, 12 is not so good looking. Yeah, I guess the high definition is okay. Let me center it. That might help enough. And I think this looks better, smaller. Let's see if we'll need padding if the centering is helping anything. Well, that's... Okay, I'm gonna go back to preview mode. It's almost like it's got too much. But I also wonder if I take that same approach on these tiles. Well, one way or the other, I'll get a little more padding around them too. Okay, why are you the full width? Oh, I don't want that. I want that, and he already is centered by default, I guess. That's 2. Well, that's pretty good. I think you're right. The padding maybe less vertically. This is yeah, that's good enough to look at. Yeah, I had the spacer inside the color instead of outside. Okay, what's his problem? Well, I would say that's acceptable at this size. Let's crank it all the way. Woof. You don't have room for anything, but it's there. Ah, that's not bad. I wish this were centered. I'm not sure why it's not. These